You guys, what is happening with this whole Somber situation? This drama has completely taken over TikTok, and trust me, it's messy. So here's the deal. A video just went viral where a fan claimed that Somber's concert was not it. She exposed everything, from the crowd to the vibe, and let's just say, it wasn't pretty. Now, Somber himself has fired back, and that's when things exploded. Everyone's talking about what it's really like to go to one of his shows, and what he said to this fan has only made the chaos worse. But before we dive into the drama, let's rewind for a second. Somber, just 20 years old, has blown up on TikTok with tracks like Back to Friends and Undressed. He's been on late night shows, and he's even lined up to perform on SNL in a few weeks. Everything was going perfectly until now.
To see this performance. By far, genuinely the worst concert I've ever been to in my life for a multitude of reasons, but I'm gonna explain to you why, if you're over the age of 16, you should not spend your money on a Somber concert. Let me walk you through my evening. We get in line, it's pouring down rain, the line's like 1.5 miles long. That's all cool. Sold out show, Mother Nature, I don't care. We're waiting in line, and there's a group in front of us of like 4 teenage girls and their dad, and I wasn't scanning the entire line, I was trying not to get rained on, but I was just like, that's really sweet, they must be big Somber fans, so that their dad brought them to the show. That was red flag number 1. I'd say a pink flag, right? That was just whatever. First big red flag, we get to the door, the guy checks my ID. I'm 25 years old, mind you, so is my boyfriend. The guy looks at my ID, starts quizzing me like it's a fake. He's like, what's your zip code? Looking me up and down. I genuinely was like, what? I say back to him like, oh my gosh, I'm actually so flattered, like, thank you. He chuckles a little bit, and at that point gives me a wristband. Inside, and immediately I clock why I got checked on my ID. It is the closest to a middle school dance I've ever been since I was in middle school at a dance. The only adults in the room are the parents and then my boyfriend and I. It was thousands upon thousands of tweens running around like they were at a middle school dance. Immediately I'm pissed off. And these kids are plowing through, like, mind you, they've never been in a bar before. They don't know how to contain personal space. If they were adults, fights would have happened, fists would have been thrown, but they were just plowing through, checking shoulders, spilling drinks. Like, it was genuinely a nightmare. But alas, the lights dim, the opener comes on stage. We go, oh, yay, we get to enjoy some music. The opener for Somber, bless her heart, I know it's really hard to sing to a room full of people that do not know any of your songs. She sucked. She was so bad. I was like, this is what it must have felt like for my parents when I was watching like Disney Channel in like 2007, and I thought it was like peak music and they're just suffering through it. It was genuinely painful.
Because on October 13th, a concert goer named Meg went to his show in DC and posted a TikTok saying, if you're over 16, you probably shouldn't spend your money on a Somber concert.
Main performer, Somber gets on stage. I'm excited, I'm thrilled. I'm like, ooh, finally, I'm gonna enjoy myself, right? First 2 minutes he's on stage, he makes a 6-7 joke. I'm not even kidding you. And all the tweens, I've never had such immediate buyer's remorse in my life. Like, I knew I was just in for 3 hours of nightmare fuel. Proceeds to make a bunch of niche meme references for like the 12 to 16-year-old age range group. And I only understand them because I'm chronically online, but every other adult in the room, including my boyfriend, is like, why is he speaking in tongue? Like, what is he saying right now? Just ridiculous to hear out loud. Like, it was like brain rot on stage. Getting worse the more it went on. He would make like super niche references to like 13-year-olds, but then he would also say like super vulgar stuff about like getting his dick sucked, and it was like, so you know your audience is clearly 13, yet here you are. Okay. There was a moment in between songs where he literally just randomly went, bark for me, and you hear the arena of 13, 14, 15-year-old girls start barking, and then immediately followed up with, yeah, daddy. All of that, and he wasn't even a good performer. Genuinely, it sounded bad. Like, he said he had bronchitis. It seemed like that wasn't the only issue going on. I had to leave. I had to leave because it was the most egotistical performance I've ever seen in my life. If I had known he was like that, I would never have paid money to see him. It was so embarrassing to witness. Like, he's up there just being like, I'm the shit, and also I'm the shit. And you're like, okay, all right, well, it seemed like he thought he was like role model vibes, you know? But he was so far off. You guys need better role models. You guys need better sex symbols. I'm so sorry. Slender Man, we're picking him? We're picking the weird dancing dude? I will insert the clip. He dances like Napoleon Dynamite. And in the middle of the concert, my boyfriend held up a picture of Napoleon Dynamite. I couldn't stop seeing it. I couldn't stop laughing. It was a nightmare. If you are an adult of any age and you enjoy Somber's music, stick to Spotify.
Because it was not what she expected. She compared the crowd to a middle school dance, said the energy was off, the jokes weren't landing, and honestly, the whole thing felt kinda egotistical. Then she made a follow-up video, saying she didn't mean to drag him. She just wanted to warn people who might not realize how young his audience really is. And when people told her, well, he's only 20, what do you expect? She said she was just shocked because the crowd was full of kids, but his lyrics and jokes definitely weren't.
Half of my comments were like, I totally could have expected this, and the other half are people who bought tickets who were like, thank you for telling me this, I had no idea. So spare me. Going a layer deeper, if you know his audience is teens, and he knows his audience is teens and tweens, he can't be on stage talking about getting his dick verbatim, by the way. That wasn't like, it wasn't like insinuated. He said the words, this freak in a mask wanted to suck dick. If we know our audience is 13, 14, 15, that's probably not the dialogue you should be using.
She even mentioned that his shows used to feel different, more mature, like something changed. Oh, and she also apologized to the opening act for the things she said earlier. But the real storm hit when Somber responded. That reply made everything blow up 10 times more, and now the internet's split. Some fans say he's just being himself. Goofy, Gen Z humor, not that deep. Others say he totally missed the point, got defensive, ignored the serious stuff, and made it worse. Especially when he acted like being 25 is ancient. Like, sir.
The thing I do redact from my first video is how rough I was on the opener. I do feel bad. I'm really sorry for that. It was Devin Gabriella. Just not my cup of tea, okay? I didn't think she sounded maybe spectacular. I'm sorry. But I think that's because she was nervous. I looked up some of her music after people commented stuff, and she does have a really nice voice. Stage presence, don't shoot me. She does need to work on. I'm sorry, the fake breathing thing was true. She did do like the fake out of breath thing, and she did constantly wave every single time she got to the end of the stage. That knocked her down a peg for me. But I understand why you guys like her. I think she has a lot of talent. I take back how rough I was on her. That was bad.
25 is still Gen Z. People were joking like 20 and 25 in the same retirement home, or...
I thought I was chronically online, but it's just come to my attention that there's a TikTok drama going around because a 25-year-old attended my concert and was basically complaining that there were too many tweens there, I was making too many brain rot jokes, and she just thought it was a cringe concert. And also she was body shaming me, and it's kind of started a massive body shaming hate train directed towards me on a lot of videos of me on the internet right now, which is... I totally respect people having opinions, but I am a 20-year-old artist, freshly 20. And if you're 25 years old and you're gonna come to my concert and not expect people younger than you to be there when I, the artist, am 5 years younger than you, it's just a skill issue. I mean, also, like, the jokes thing, like, you had to have known about my online presence before coming to my concert. I mean, anyone who knows me knows I've never uttered a serious word in my life. And also, I make jokes for 5 minutes of the concert and the rest is music. Like, live a little, enjoy life. Every age, sex, sexuality, gender, race, everyone is welcome at my concert, and I mean everyone. You guys need to find problematic people to hate on because I am just existing. Also, I'm just gonna give a quick tutorial. Also, I just remembered that I had a fever and bronchitis at the show she went to, but the show goes on. I will not cancel unless I'm on my death.
25 is the new 60, and the internet just ran with it. At this point, the whole thing's turned into one of TikTok's wildest fan versus artist dramas. And honestly, Somber might have learned the hard way that sometimes silence really is the best clapback. So yeah, this whole Somber situation, it's spiraling fast, like full-on chaos mode. After everything blew up, Meg came back with another video saying she actually got a response from Somber, and her reaction, basically that he desperately needs a PR team, or a better one, because the way he handled this was just not it. She said he completely ignored her main point, that he was making inappropriate jokes knowing his audience is mostly teens. Like thrusting on stage, saying things about getting his you-know-what, and acting like that's fine when you're performing for kids. She was not impressed. And honestly, she's got a point.
Dude, why was Somber dropping your 25 like it was a slur? That offended me. Yeah, so what? So what if I'm 25? This whole thing could have been such a non-issue if you didn't make that response video, dude. Why do young artists do this? They got this whole role model, chaperone shtick going on where they're like, I'm gonna fight the entire internet and I'm gonna win. Spoiler alert, you're not gonna win. You're never gonna win. You backed yourself into a corner by saying everyone of all ages is welcome at your show, except 25-year-olds, apparently. And you acknowledge that your fan base is pretty young, but you're being pretty on stage. Listen, I'm not the concert police. A lot of y'all's favorites have done a lot of questionable things on stage. Maddie Healy. But it's the internet, bro. This is why you need a PR team. This is why you need a crisis management team. This is why you need to not get butthurt about a fan hating on you. You need to be stronger than that. That's just the cold hard truth.
It is weird if you're a music artist and you have no clear boundaries between yourself and your fans. If you haven't been keeping up with the internet pop culture drama this week, this 25-year-old girl went to the Somber concert and basically said that it was cringe and that he's pandering to weird audiences. Like, he knows his audience is a bunch of teenage girls and he's being like overly etc, etc, and it's weird. And I agree with that girl. I like Somber's music. I think he's really talented. The issue with these artists nowadays, like Benson Boone, Ham, all these other people, they think that it's like normal to just talk to their fans or like make response videos or like just like be online as if they're not the talent. Like think about celebrities in the past. You think Lady Gaga would come online and make a response video being like, in regards to the internet drama this week, I actually have all ages at my concert. Like, it's just weird and it makes you like look unprofessional. As a celebrity, I feel like you have to make yourself look untouchable.
Somber should have never posted a response to that girl's video. His response was terrible. He should have just said, if he had to respond, right, if it was bothering him that bad, which it clearly was, he should have just said, stop body shaming me, stop sending that girl death threats, My concerts are open for everyone. Everyone is welcome, but I understand everyone may not like my concerts.
Because at this rate, there are literally no artists for kids anymore. Like, what are kids even listening to right now? Sabrina, Olivia, Taylor, Somber, the same artists adults listen to. Sure, radio versions are censored, but take your kid to one of those concerts? Oh no, honey.
Shane. Can I call you Shane? I feel like we know each other so well now. You need a new PR team like yesterday. I don't even know if you have a PR team, but if you do, fire them, and if you don't, hire one. Because what a dumb play. This guy made a response video, essentially calling me geriatric for being 25 and addressing none of the points I actually said in my video. I just know your team was scraping the bottom of the barrel to find something to come at me for. And we landed on body shaming. Is the body shaming in the room with us? You would have thought by watching that I put out a 10-minute diss about how he looks. Like, holy victim. My 9-minute long video, 9 minutes, only once do I even allude to anything about his looks, and I say he looks like Slender Man and Napoleon Dynamite when he's dancing. Sorry! Dare I say he tried to out-woke me? I don't know. I posted a video saying he's weird in front of kids and he shouldn't act like that in front of his tween audience, and he posted a video saying, I have a tween audience, and also you body shamed me. Why are you trying to get me canceled? He even said something, and you can tell it was an afterthought because his phone was like propped up at a different angle, so he thought about it after he filmed it, but he was like, any age, sexuality, gender, or race is welcome at my show. Okay. Who on earth was talking about that? What? Anything to avoid being a creep, huh?
Whatever, Nashville. Okay, I don't... Everyone bark for me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like that. Sexy.
That's uncensored chaos. Can we please bring back actual kid-friendly artists? Where are the Disney girlies of this generation? Because right now, there are none. Zero. It's kind of depressing. And then more people started chiming in, sharing their concert experiences. One fan posted, I saw Somber live last year and loved it, but this year, the girl was right. His attitude and his shows have changed completely. Comments went wild. Some saying fame got to his head, others saying he's only 20, chill out. And then came the videos, oh my god, the barking clips. When Meg talked about the barking, I thought she was exaggerating until I saw the video myself. And guys, I laughed. I'm sorry, but I laughed. It was just one of those, what are we doing right now moments, especially knowing that most of the crowd were teens. At this point, the whole thing is a total disaster. And honestly, if Somber had just stayed quiet, none of this would have blown up like it did. Anyway, that's where we are with the Somber drama, a full-blown viral mess. Now, I want to know what you think. Have you heard about this? Do you listen to his music? Have you been to one of his shows? Drop your thoughts below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.